The story takes place in the year 2054 in Washington, D.C., where the government is preparing to expand a revolutionary program called Precrime across the country. For the past 6 years, this system has been stopping murders before they happen, thanks to 3 clairvoyant humans known as Precogs. These gifted individuals can see visions of the future, specifically homicides. When they receive a vision, pre-crime officers analyze the details, identify the suspect, and arrest them before the crime occurs. These would-be killers are never executed. Instead, they're placed into a deep coma inside a futuristic prison, where they live out their lives in suspended consciousness. Pre-crime has been almost completely successful in preventing murders. However, there's still one type of crime it struggles with: the red ball cases. These are crimes of passion that happen suddenly, giving the police only a short time to stop them. The head of the program is Chief John Anderton, a skilled but emotionally broken officer. Years earlier, his 6-year-old son, Sean, was kidnapped during a day at the pool and never found. The tragedy destroyed his marriage and left him addicted to a drug called heroin. His wife Laura has since left him, and Anderton now lives a lonely, haunted life. One day, Danny Whitwer, an agent from the Department of Justice, arrives to audit the pre-crime program. Whitwer is suspicious, determined to find any flaws that could prove the system isn't perfect. During his inspection, one of the precogs, Agatha, the most gifted of the 3, suddenly relives an old vision: a woman's drowning. The victim's name was Anne Lively, and Anderton learns that she disappeared shortly after her murder was supposedly prevented. Curious, he starts digging deeper and discovers that this case's data is missing from pre-crime's official records. Not long after, everything changes. The precogs suddenly predict that John Anderton himself will commit a murder within 36 hours. The victim's name is Leo Crow, a man Anderton has never met. Shocked and confused, Anderton goes on the run, trying to prove his innocence. Whitwer leads a full-scale manhunt to capture him. Seeking answers, Anderton tracks down Dr. Iris Heinemann, the scientist who created Precrime. She reveals that the precogs were born to parents who were addicted to early, impure versions of heroin, which damaged their developing brains. But somehow, this gave them the ability to see into the future. Heinemann also explains a shocking truth. Sometimes, one of the precogs sees a different version of the future, a separate outcome known as a minority report. To preserve Precrime's image of perfection, these alternate visions are deleted from official records, but the precogs still remember them. Heinemann tells Anderton that if he truly has a minority report, proof that he won't actually kill Leo Crow, it would most likely come from Agatha, the strongest of the 3. Desperate to find the truth, Anderton undergoes a risky eye transplant so he can avoid the city's retinal scanners that track every citizen. Using his old eyes stored in a plastic bag, he sneaks back into Precrime headquarters. There he enters the precog's chamber, disconnects Agatha from the others, and escapes with her, effectively shutting down the entire Precrime system. With the help of a black market hacker, Anderton downloads Agatha's stored visions, but can't find any minority report about Leo Crow. Instead, he discovers another set of visions: the drowning of Anne Lively. Following Agatha's guidance, Anderton finds Leo Crow at a rundown hotel. Inside the room, he discovers hundreds of photographs of kidnapped children, including pictures of his missing son, Sean. Furious, Anderton believes Crow murdered his boy. He raises his gun, ready to fulfill the prophecy, but at the last second, Agatha begs him not to do it. Anderton fights back his rage and decides to arrest Crow instead. Then, Crow confesses something unexpected. He claims he was hired to pretend to be Sean's killer and to plant the photos. The real deal, he says, is that his family will receive a large sum of money, but only if he kills him. When Anderton refuses, Crow grabs the gun and kills himself. dying exactly as the Precogs predicted. Whitwer, now suspicious of the program itself, continues investigating Anne Lively's case. He discovers evidence that she was indeed murdered after her supposed rescue, proof of a fatal flaw in Precrime. He takes this information to director Lamar Burgess, the man in charge of Precrime. But Burgess, desperate to protect his life's work, shoots Whitwer dead using Anderton's gun. Because the Precogs are offline, no one witnesses the murder. Meanwhile, Anderton hides Agatha at Laura's house, but soon Precrime agents track them down. He's arrested and imprisoned in the same system he once helped build, accused of murdering both Crow and Whitwer. Agatha is returned to the Precog chamber. Later, Laura meets with Burgess and brings up Anderton's theory about Anne Lively. He denies any knowledge, but moments later slips up by mentioning that she drowned, even though Laura never told him how she died. Realizing he's hiding something, Laura helps break Anderton out of prison. Anderton crashes a grand banquet celebrating the national expansion of Precrime and confronts Burgess publicly. He plays Agatha's old vision of Anne Lively's murder, revealing the shocking truth. Anne was Agatha's mother, a former heroin addict who had given up her daughter years earlier. After she recovered and tried to take Agatha back, Burgess saw her as a threat to the program. To protect Precrime, Burgess arranged a fake murder attempt, hiring a man to drown Anne in the lake, knowing the police would stop him in time. But afterward, Burgess personally drowned her himself, creating a real murder. The system mistook it as an echo of the earlier vision, so the evidence was deleted. When Anderton later started digging into Anne's case, Burgess panicked. He hired Leo Crow to pose as Sean's kidnapper, hoping that Anderton would kill him, proving Precrime's accuracy and keeping his secret safe. But now the truth is exposed. Suddenly, a red ball drops, predicting that Burgess will kill Anderton. As they face each other, Anderton explains the impossible choice. If he kills him, Precrime will appear to work, but Burgess will go to prison. If he spares him, the system will be discredited and destroyed. Realizing there's no escape, Burgess apologizes to Anderton and takes his own life. Afterward, Precrime is officially shut down. The prisoners are pardoned and released, though many remain under observation. Jod and Laura reconcile, finally at peace, and she becomes pregnant with their second child, a chance to rebuild the family they lost. As for the Precogs, Agatha and the others are relocated to a quiet, hidden home far away from society, where they can finally live free from the burden of seeing humanity's darkest future.